Hello, my name's Tim Harness and I've lived in Twickenham for 32 years. Most people know Twickenham for the rugby matches and perhaps going to pubs and curry houses before a match. But Twickenham has actually got lots of fascinating history.
I would like to tell you about Manoel, the last king of Portugal, who lived and died about a quarter of a mile from where I'm now sitting. The western part of Twickenham is called Fulwell, probably named 1,000 years ago after a local foul well, which thankfully has now gone. The area is covered in 1930s houses, but you may notice an interesting theme to the street names. The street names are all linked to King Manoel and Queen Augusta of Portugal, who lived here in a great house called Fulwell Park between 1913 and 1932. King Manoel was born in 1889 into the royal house of Braganza. His father was King Carlos and his mother was Amelie of Orleans. The Orleans family also has a long connection with Twickenham. On May 6, 1908, King Carlos, Queen Amelie, their eldest son Prince Filipe and Prince Manoel were travelling from Lisbon on the way back to the palace from a hunting trip. Their carriage was attacked by Republican assassins. King Carlos was killed outright and Prince Filipe died soon after. Prince Manoel was injured by bullets in the jaw and arm but recovered. Shortly after, he was proclaimed King of Portugal at the age of 18. Filipe was heir to the throne and Manoel was simply not prepared to be king. Politics in Portugal was very turbulent and it was a dangerous time for the royal family. He cultivated a foreign policy which was close to Britain, the strongest power in Europe. Manoel became a friend to Edward VII and later King George V and was given the Order of the Garter in 1909, the most senior order of knighthood in the British heraldic system. In 1910 a Republican revolution overthrew Manoel and he escaped to Gibraltar aboard the royal yacht and then moved to England. He settled in Twickenham where his mother had been born. In 1912 Manoel married Princess Augusta Victoria of Hohenzollern at Singberringen Castle in Germany, with many members of European royalty in attendance, including the Prince of Wales, who later became King Edward VIII. In 1913, Manoel bought the Fulwell Park estate on the rural western side of Twickenham from Count Reginald Henshaw Ward, an American millionaire who had made his fortune in the banking and copper trade. In England, Manoel lived the life of an English country gentleman. He enjoyed hunting with the royal family in Windsor Great Park, playing tennis with his wife in Fulwell and fishing in the River Crane. He supported the local community by visiting the Catholic Church of St James's and paid for 2 of the stained glass windows. He got his Rolls Royce fixed at the Orleans garage, which is still trading today. During the First World War, Manoel was given a post with the British Red Cross and was responsible for setting up an orthopaedic ward at Hammersmith Hospital for the treatment of disfigured soldiers. This is the last photograph of Manoel, taken the day before his death on July 3rd, 1932. He died from an abnormal swelling of the vocal cords which caused him to suffocate. It was quite unexpected since he had been playing tennis just the day before. His body was taken back to Lisbon aboard HMS Concord and he was interred in the family mausoleum. Manoel and Augusta never had any children, so he was the last king of Portugal. She sold the estate and moved to Switzerland, and eventually married a German count called Robert Douglas. She died aged 76 in 1966.